Good Friday morning, everyone. This piece, I'm Rita Jan Gaiman, and I'm an artist. And this piece is called Chapel Love. I painted this piece because I love, okay. What I love is I love visiting those old churches, those old chapels that have like the stone hallways, especially like the underground stone hallways that are deep and mysterious and cool, and they're just so and you run your hands along the walls and you can just feel the history. I grew up in Texas, and I'm living in Texas now, and we have a lot of old missions. For example, the Alamo was an old mission, but we have other old missions from when the Spanish conquistadors came over and mixed with the Indians. Now, what I love about these old and missions were built very similarly. I mean, they were built in a slightly Pueblo type of style, but they were built very similarly to the old European chapels that had that stone brickwork, that and the underground hallways and pathways, and everything was really solid, and you could just run your hands over the walls and just feel the history, and also feel the touches of all the other people who have ever done that. This is what this piece reminds me of. When you go into one of those chapels and you know that the stone is kind of a light color, you don't want to. I do like the dark stuff, but a lot of chapels, they have light colored stone, especially the Pueblo type of style of chapels. They have the light colored stone, the light colored brick, well, not really brick, but like pale brick, or pale sandstone type of rocks. And when you over time, they became darker with especially the pollution of the early 20th century, 1920s, 1930s. There's a lot of pollution from in the industrial age, where there was less refinement in the fuel. Well, they were originally created with very, very light colored stone, and they were almost pure white or brand new, very pale colors when they were brand new. But then during the early 20th century, the smog was very, very toxic, and it was very dark, and it would stain the walls with black. So even in the lower passageways, little bits of this would get into the rock, and it would smooth out the stone over time, but it would also darken the stone a little bit. Some of the stone it's kind of like a lighter grayish green color, but it's still, darker than it was originally created. And it was originally created with a lighter colored stone. Well, when I look at this piece, I know that typically humans, they are this skin color, but the reason why I painted this skin color here is because it's the same color as adobe, or as those light colored stones that you find in old chapels in England and in some of these European cities. So to me, this is Chapel Love, and for me, this piece really typifies the feeling you get when you're standing in the hallway of one of those chapels and light is coming in through the window, and the daylight is casting across and it looks almost holy, and you can either stand in the warm sun or you can stand in the cool shadows, and you can still stand very still And you can hear the presence of God there. You can hear God saying, "Be still and know that I am God." Since I love romantic couples, I've obviously put them in front of a large red heart. Let me give you a close-up of this painting. This is a large red heart with the couple in front of it, and the blue detail around the edge. And the couple are holding each other. But for me, what makes this a chapel piece is that adobe color. It's not skin color to me, it's adobe. It's that feeling you have when you stand in the chapel. So even though there is no chapel in this piece at all, like there's no religious iconography at all in this piece, to me it's called Chapel Love, and that's how I have it listed on my website, because it has that stillness of God in it that makes me feel so satisfied, so happy with my existence. Just existing. That's it. It's listed for $6,000 on my website. It's carefully wrapped for shipping. It comes with a certificate of authenticity, and there's shipping insurance to protect your investment. And I always ask my clients to send me pictures of it in their home so that I can see how much they're loving it, so that I can watch them love it as much as I do. Have a good weekend.